This short film documents a few of the voices of people who marched at the historic 11th Annual Moral March on Raleigh. At the end, you'll also find a little bit of advice from Kojo Nankambu on what we can do in these difficult times, as well as a commentary on the intersections of social justice and spirituality by W.C. Turner. We hope you enjoy the film.
Not one step back. Not one step back. Not one step back.
We don't need to use the Republicans and the Democrats that we need to do right versus wrong, which means we need to fight for our rights and not just let the wrong things go into our heads and stuff.
Veterans for Peace is an international organization, and its primary goal is education to challenge the existing paradigm of militarism that we have in the country. So we're here as part of the 200 plus groups to stand in solidarity in a fusion movement to bring attention to social justice disparities.
My mom immigrated here almost 30 years ago. She's been a citizen for almost 10 years now. And I don't know, she left communist China to make her life here for me. And I feel like everybody should be afforded that same right.
My sign just covers a whole lot of issues that I feel are under attack right now. Number one being Black Lives Matter, which I'm an active organizer for in Wilmington, North Carolina. So just all the things with police violence and injustices going on there. Women's rights is under attack with healthcare and Planned Parenthood, and they don't understand. They make it all about abortion, but it's much more than that that's going on. Then we have, just general love is love with equality, with LGBT rights and everything that goes on with there, because everything is love and everything is better with kindness at the end of the day. And science is under attack as well, and that's something that I support as well.
I'm a teacher in North Carolina, and public education is under threat right now, and I think the most important thing that we can do for our future, for our children, is to make sure that every child in North Carolina and across the United States of America has a deserving, steadfast public education. It's the most important issue that we face right now. So as a mom and a teacher, I'm standing on the side of love for all children.
People over money build a community, saying that we should stick together and our people as one nation is more important than money.
Right on. Thank you.
Oh, mine's voting rights, of course. We want everybody to have equal voting rights, and I believe in one person, one vote. So I think that the Electoral College should be done away with.
We're only some of the Raging Grannies. We're an international organization of women from throughout the U.S. and Canada. We are the triangle gaggle of grannies. We come from throughout North Carolina. We're here today because we know that our grandchildren's future is being threatened.
I mean, it just seemed obvious, Mitch McConnell was good enough to give everybody the slogan, and tying it into somebody who historically, had to keep trying again, got arrested, kept getting arrested to further the cause. Just seemed obvious.
So I really think that as students we have the power to decide and to say what we need to say, especially in today's world where protesting is becoming more and more of a thing. And you have to find your voice, and you have to come out to things like this, and you have to say, I won't stand for racism, I won't stand for Islamophobia, I won't stand for all of these terrible, terrible things that are hurting our nation. So that's what this sign is about.
1965, I was a very junior rookie civil rights worker in Alabama. Got arrested with Dr. King and a whole bunch of other people fighting for voting rights for people of color in the South. We made the struggle of all those heroic folks, most of whose names we don't remember, really made some progress then. And in 2013 here in this state, they tried to roll all that back. and they haven't stopped trying. So I made this sign in 2013. If you look close, you'll see where it says 2017. The number has been changed this morning because this is an old sign, but it's not outdated, I'm sorry to say.
Hi, can you tell me a little bit about your sign, please?
So many different animals are used by humans for different reasons that are not fair to them, and I tried to show some of them here. So we got a turkey representing the animal agriculture, and the marine mammals for SeaWorld and captivity, and with the elephants also in the circus and being poached for their tusks and all kinds of stuff. And I just think it's very important that we realize that animals are here with us and not for us, and that we should value them just for them being alive and not for what they can give to us.
Yes, this is Stop ICE from deporting immigrants and raiding homes and separating families. So there's been raids the past couple of days. The executive order and law enforcement is just tearing families apart, and it's not right. So that's what I'm here today, support our immigrant families.
I called Senator Burr's office and left him what I thought was a fairly straightforward, honest answer. And then I was really upset when I heard in committee that he said, this must be a conspiracy. There can't be this many people who disagree with approving DeVos. And I just felt really dismissed. I'm a constituent. I may not have voted for him, but my voice should still count.
Okay, I do have a second question. Did George Soros pay you $2,500 to come here?
No.
No?
No one paid me anything.
Yeah, I can't find the applications anywhere. Right?
I wish.
My wife and I were Muslims. So here we're standing for just to show that Islam's for peace, that the ideas of terrorism and the perception of what Islam is based off the media is wrong, and that people should seek to learn about Islam, seek to actually meet a Muslim and learn about Islam for what it actually truly is. And we're here to stand with everyone else, all of the organizations for civil rights, against oppression, against injustice, and against the legislation.
Hi, I'm a home care worker. I'm from Fight for 15, and we're just out here just trying to raise up and let everybody know that it's still a battle going on. $7.25 is not a livable wage, and we need more in order to live. And it's going to make society better if we can take care of ourselves and provide for our families. So that's why we're out here fighting for 15.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want to say something about your sign, hon?
I think my mommy should get more money than $7 because she doesn't have enough money to pay bills.
Well, I think one of the overall major problems in the U.S. with the Republican Party is voter suppression. They use every technique in the book to keep people from voting, and until all of us can vote freely, it will be an issue and we won't be represented as we should be.
And that's tied into Citizens United. Corporations are not people, money is not speech, and that ties right into voter rights.
This sign actually comes from downloaded from the Amplifier Foundation. They have artists that donate images for causes like this. And this sign basically represents the education. It costs less than prisons. Invest into the communities, into the education, and less into prisons, and what end up being better off in the long run.
Well, we're spending a beautiful day in Raleigh. The people in the street talking about freedom and justice, understanding and compassion for our neighbors and our friends.
We had just purchased the March series by John Lewis and read it leading up to the election, and it just really inspired me to revisit the struggle and the hardship that all of our predecessors in the civil rights movement experienced before us. And it was a reminder to me that that struggle isn't over, and we need to continue to move forward for not only us, but for our kids and every other child that's out there.
It's all good. It's beautiful.
So I get emotional. But I get emotional about it.
It's important. It's so important.
So,
and just to add my 2 cents, I think we know the world is dangerous and there are lots of things going on, and there's a tendency to lash out, and we know there's a better way, right? We don't need to be build walls up around our country. I think there's a better way to get past these troubled times. That's what we support.
My mom is an immigrant, and I really feel like the times right now, it's sort of been hostile towards immigrants. And I just think of what my mom went through to get here and have a better life for her family and make our lives possible the way it's been. And I just want to let people know that, you know, without immigrants, this nation was built on immigrants, and they're a necessary part of America. It's what we're founded on.
I made the sign last night. It says, "One more nasty woman who stands for liberty." And I felt that the sign was a good general statement about freedom, because we have so many rights that are being stepped on right now. And I thought, who better than the Statue of Liberty, who is one more nasty woman. So, and I'm just one person, but I'm one more nasty woman trying to stand for liberty, because it's all I can do.
I'm out here with Charlotte NAACP, encouraging everyone to just use their voice, use their power to vote and everything like that. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be out here, and I can't wait to come back next year and years after that.
There's so many issues that get people motivated right now that we almost all need to know that we're in one big movement, and we've also got our local passion too. And so love is at the center of my gathering, not hate and justice, but I'm all about the planet. And so I want to really stress that we are joining together in a resistance, and we're each passionate still about our little piece.
Fists are raised in solidarity, and I have Black Lives Matter up there, and also Muslims, Native lives, trans lives. I think these are the people that are most attacked under the Trump administration, and I just want to say that I'm here to stand with them, and I'll continue fighting for them.
This United States of America cannot afford to have Donald Trump take us back. When there were no unions, when there was no wage worth having, we can't afford to do it. Not this way, not tomorrow, and not today. Thank you.
I'm a crossing guard at an elementary school in Chapel Hill, and the families there gave me the empty hat, so I had to gather up all the pins to put on it. But
what about the pins? Tell me about it.
well, there's a bunch of them up there, but I guess the one particularly today is I'm a granny groupie, and so I get to wear a granny groupie pin in the front. And I'm part of a Presbyterian church in Chapel Hill, and I put up any pins I can get that are focusing on justice and peace. So that's my goal.
Well, I'm just really concerned as a mother of a kid in public school and public university that they're trying to pass a law that teachers and students can have guns on campus. It really bothers me. What?
Wait, what was that?
Because you have to watch out for grizzlies.
That's right.
My sign was created years ago for a Women in Black march in Asheville, North Carolina, but I think it speaks to all the issues.
Basically, I'm out here to represent all that are listed on this sign and the rights of all mankind. Basically, that's it.
Kojo!
Hey! Say, Kojo, man, let me ask you something. With all that's going on, okay?
Yes, sir.
Let me get this, let's get this framed here.
Okay.
I mean, when people see our civil rights being taken away, what do we do?
People need to come together, and they need to get organized. It doesn't matter what organization you become a part of, but become a part of an organization and bring some structure. Keep up with the national trend and see what the issues are. And if that organization is not meeting your satisfaction in terms of addressing the issues,
then you get another organization. If you don't like the organization, start one. Just like those ladies did. Just like those ladies did with right after Trump's inauguration. You don't have to be a part of a normal or standard or standing organization.
March ever, I think.
Start one in your neighborhood. Start one in your house. That's the most important thing in the world. Start your own. But we need organization, and we have to fight.
Right on.
God bless you, baby. God bless.
Yeah, man.
Social justice and spirituality. One must start with the unity of the two, especially for the Judeo-Christian tradition. You start with the unity. That's the first moment, and any fracture is at least a secondary act, and that is if you look at the prophetic tradition in Hebrew scriptures, prophet after prophet, that's the cry. That's the sin of the nations, the sin of the empire, the wickedness of the kings. Whenever they fractured the two, their assignment was to look out for the needy, to act in God's favor, for the poor, the dispossessed. And you see that same tradition in Christian scriptures, where Jesus speaks of the weighty matters. It's explicit, the weighty matters of mercy, justice, faith. And so the insertion of anything else as a weighty matter is a move that has to go against what is explicitly stated. If you look at the history of this nation, social justice, evangelical faith is all stitched together. It's all stitched together. In abolition, women's suffrage, struggles against child labor, you know what I'm saying? And so then I would call it a brutal fracture to separate the two. And the problem now is that we have heard such a narrative that has relectured the synthesis until it seems as though in the minds of many that the split is the original state of things. That's not the case at all. The unity is the original state of things. And so some of us are struggling to return to that unity where one feeds the other. And it's the separation of the two that causes the injury and the harm and the space for all kind of evil to creep in. And the greatest evil is the will to power, despising the poor, making unjust laws, stepping on the necks and on the backs of those who are already down and suffering. That's a double injustice. That's a double injustice. And some of us see it. We know it. We've seen this before. We've been through it. We know the cost in terms of human suffering. We've seen it. And so no matter where we are now, what we've achieved, what we've done, we can't forget. We can't forget. Yeah.
What you do matters.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. I'm Brian. Nice to meet you. I'm honored, sir.
Ain't gonna let no legislature turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no legislature turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom way. Ain't gonna let no extremists turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no extremists turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's way. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me body, turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom way.
Well, someday you'll find the end of the rainbow, and maybe you'll find a little pot of gold. Someday while wandering around, you'll find what we never found, a golden mist, a rainbow's kiss. It all falls down in a little pot of gold. Someday silver clouds will go missing, and angels will cover up my soul. There is nothing I can do while that I am feeling blue, to chase those little rainbows in my soul. I rode freight trains and hoboed around the country for over a decade. I don't so much anymore because I have a daughter, but my instruments as well as my tools were my means to make a living. And so this is just an extension of that, even though I'm in one place all the time as opposed to being all over the country. And so whether or not there's a protest going on here, I still have the same beliefs, and I still just bring my art to the street in order to share it with other folks and maybe inspire some sort of revolutionary thought within them.
Right on. That's beautiful. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Dwight Hawkins, play in a band called Dwight Hawkins and the Piedmont Highballers.